APCO 2013 kicked off Monday morning with the opening session, awards, and a fantastic speaker. Take a look.
The need for public safety communications is growing, and so is APCO International. Since taking this position, one of my major goals has been to increase membership and spread the word about APCO. I believe in our mission, and our members bring the very best of the industry to this association. And congratulations to our 2013 PSAP Award winners.
Please welcome the 2013 Information Technologist of the Year, Lucian Jones. The 2013 RF Technologist of the Year, David Taylor. The 2013 Telecommunicator of the Year, Christine Law. The 2013 Trainer of the Year, Debbie Wade. APCO's 2013 Line Supervisor of the Year, Lisa Prouty. Congratulations to the 2013 New York City Police Department Communications Section Team of the Year Award winners, Yvette Humphrey, Kim Lindsay, Frank Kelly, and Deborah Harley. The 2013 Communications Center Director of the Year, Monty Simpson.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce this morning's keynote speaker, Erik Weihenmayer. Erik embodies the qualities that define innovation: the willingness to take chances, the drive to find new ways of doing things, the fortitude to embrace challenge and succeed against incredible odds. Despite losing his vision at the age of 13, Erik has become one of the most celebrated and accomplished athletes in the world. Redefining what it means to be blind, Erik has opened up the eyes and minds of people around the world. In 2001, Erik became the only blind climber in history to reach the summit of Mount Everest. In 2008, he completed his quest to climb the 7 summits, the tallest peak on each of the 7 continents. An article in Time magazine stated, "There is no way to put what Erik has done in perspective because no one has ever done anything like it." It is a unique achievement, one that in the truest sense pushes the limits of what man is capable. Erik continues to challenge himself as well as to help ignite in others a no barriers mindset. Last year, as a way to give back to America's heroes, Erik led a team of disabled soldiers, all injured in Iraq and Afghanistan, to the summit of a 19,000-foot volcano in Ecuador. Through all of his adventures, Erik has learned valuable insights on what it takes to turn into the storm and reach for nearly impossible goals. He is the author of the best-selling memoir, Touch the Top of the World, which was made into a feature film. And his latest book, The Adversity Advantage, reveals how to convert your everyday struggles into everyday greatness. Please join me in welcoming Erik Weihenmayer.
Good morning. That was a really nice introduction. Thank you. But honestly, for most people's responses, they're just interested in my dog. Down. Good boy. You stay. Good boy. I was hanging out in the lobby a moment ago, and somebody said, "Look at that dog. Oh, my gosh. Amazing. Man's best friend. What a noble creature." And I was, I'm walking away to the bathroom, and they said, "Oh, and that guy, look, I think that guy climbed Mount Everest blind. So I'm used to taking a back seat to this dog." Good boy. I was giving a talk when I first got him, and I was sitting in the second to front row, ready to go up on stage, and these 2 guys were sitting in front of me, and they didn't know I was the speaker, and this guy turned to his friend, and he whispered, "I hope this guy isn't boring." And his friend whispered back, "Well, if he is, he's blind. We can just walk out. He won't know the difference." So I trained my dog to attack anyone who makes any sudden movements towards the door, right? Good boy. Feel free to use the bathroom if you can outrun him. No, just kidding. He's a lover. He'll be asleep in a minute. But I love this city, by the way. This is where I got my start in the climbing world, climbing the death-defying Matterhorn. Yeah, with Mickey. That was one of my highlights. So thanks for the invitation. And you know, I've struggled a lot of my life, you know, being blind, trying to figure out how to live a no barriers life. I hate when people tell me anything is possible, because that undermines all that it takes to struggle through barriers that want to knock you flat and to live a life that matters. I think barriers are real. You know, forget mountains, forget emergency centers, you know, for now, just daily life. Barriers are real, you know, like a blind person. I was brushing my teeth the other morning, and wow, icy hot and toothpaste. It's almost the same feel. I almost had to call 911. You know, I'm walking through the airport the other day, and my dog, he doesn't look up, you know, and I bash into this pole. I go flying back. I land on my back. Blood's pouring into my eye. And, you know, I'm not thinking, you know, barriers are only in the mind. No, they're real, and they hurt. I wrote a book called The Adversity Advantage. I teamed up with a scientist, Paul Stoltz, and we studied organizations and communities around the world, and we found that people fall into three categories. They're either quitters, campers, or climbers. Now, quitters are self-explanatory. We won't talk too much about them today, but campers are fascinating because they make up the bulk of a lot of groups. They're people who reach a certain degree of success and then for some reason get off track, or maybe they meet these obstacles that are like brick walls in their paths. They don't feel equipped to know how to get through them. Or maybe catastrophic changes happen and they don't know how to confront them. And those brick walls shove them to the sidelines where they personally begin to stagnate. Their potential, their life force is lost to the world. Climbers are a rarer group. They are the ones that figure out a way to continue to challenge themselves, to grow and evolve and innovate till the very day they die. So the question, I think, is this: how do we climb? Why do we climb? When sometimes it makes so much more sense, it's so much easier to camp. My climbing journey was a literal one. I wanted to climb the tallest peak in every continent. I started with Mount McKinley. Denali, the high one, the great one, in the Inuit language, flew Cessna planes onto the Gahiltna Glacier. 19 days later, we crossed the summit ridge. Towards the summit, it was 4:30 in the afternoon. It turned out to be Helen Keller's birthday when we stood on top. I was so nervous about getting down. 90% of accidents happen on the way down, but we had timed it just perfectly. And now that we're near the top, my dad and my two brothers and my wife, they were circling above us in this plane watching us take our last steps. And as climbers, as a team, we had these red suits on. We looked identical. We're waving our ski poles at the plane. We're cheering. And I said to my buddy Jeff, I said, "Hey, Jeff, do you think they're going to know I made it?" And he said, "I think they're going to know you're the only one waving your ski pole in the wrong direction." In my life, and maybe in yours too, what's been more important than any one goal is what I call vision. And I see a vision a little bit differently. It's more of an internal vision, a vision of how we see ourselves living our lives and impacting the world, what kind of legacy we want to leave behind us. And I think sometimes we can focus on these long lists of goals. They can become isolated and fragmented and go unfinished, or maybe spin out and lead us in directions that we never wanted to go to in the first place. When I think we need to continually reconnect with that unifying vision that takes those goals and binds them together and gives them purpose and power, I think first has to come a vision. It's a manifestation of our values. And it's one thing, as you know, to create a vision. It's another thing entirely to believe in it so strongly that you're able to summon up the courage and the discipline and the focus to live within its framework. You know, in the public safety communications industry, you know, your
your vision is powerful, you know, if your vision is to serve people, to serve them in their greatest moment of need, how then do your goals day after day after day align closer and closer to that vision? If your vision is to flourish through a sense of innovation, how do your goals achieve it? If your vision is not just to slip into the status quo, but to blast through people's perceptions of what's possible so hard you shatter them into a million pieces, how do your goals do it? If your vision is not just to respond and react to life's changes and challenges, but to lead, how then do you connect that vision to that reality and make it real? I think a vision is like an internal compass. It guides us through good weather, more importantly, through bad weather, and it tells us where we're going and why it's so important we get there. Every great ascent begins with a vision.